From a $2 million watch collection to one of the rarest supercars on the planet, this is the insane lifestyle of Erling Haaland. Hit the intro.
Muller Volta on the overlap. Erling Haaland meets the World Cup. A man made for a stage like this.
Now, before we get into his private, personal life, let's quickly dive into his background. Haaland's story actually starts in Leeds, England, where he was born while his father Alfie was playing in the Premier League. So from the very beginning, football was already in his blood. His dad had played professionally for clubs like Nottingham Forest, Leeds United, and Manchester City. But when he was still young, the family moved back to Norway. And that's where Haaland's real journey began. He played different sports growing up, and even broke a standing long jump world record for his age when he was only 5 years old. But football was always the main thing. Haaland joined Brighton FK as a kid, the same local club where his father had once played. Unlike many pro-athlete parents, Haaland's father didn't want to put pressure on Erling's blossoming football career, and instead chose to keep his distance. He instead learned a lot from training with his older brother Astor. He didn't always have a strong physical presence though. As a kid, he was scrawny and started out on the wing. Now let's briefly talk about his club career. At 15, he had been given his professional debut for Brighton FK. In the following year, he signed with Molde, a side in Norway's top division. After a slow start, Haaland scored 16 goals in 30 appearances in his second season at Molde. Soon, approaches started coming in from clubs all over Europe. And this is where his father's expertise came into play. Most players want to go to the most notable team. Alfie convinced Haaland to go where he'll get the most playing time. And in January of 2019, Haaland chose to join Red Bull Salzburg. The dominant Austrian side that had just qualified for the Champions League was known for playing youth and happened to have a starting spot for a striker. At Salzburg, Haaland exploded, scoring 25 goals in just 23 appearances. But the game that really changed things was his Champions League debut against Schenk. He scored a hat trick on club football's biggest stage.
Oh, and Haaland! First half hat trick!
His whole family was there to watch, and they all went out to celebrate after. Well, except for Erling. He got back in the car at 1 a.m. and drove to the training center to do his recovery routine. The same thing happened when he moved to Borussia Dortmund later that same year. Haaland came off the bench in the second half and scored a hat trick in just 23 minutes. He went on to win the Golden Boy Award. His final season at Dortmund was riddled with injuries, but nothing like his father's. While his father Alfie was playing for Man City, Roy Keane of Man United took a nasty cheap shot to his right knee. Speaking of Manchester City, the club announced they would sign Erling for the following season. He scored 2 goals on his league debut against West Ham United.
He's onside, Haaland! Only one result! 2-0!
And that was just the beginning. In the same month, he became the fastest player to record 2 hat tricks in Premier League history.
Haaland still! Haaland! A hat trick for the great man.
Later, he scored 5 against RB Leipzig, reaching 39 goals in all competitions and breaking City's single-season scoring record.
And he becomes City's record scorer!
And in Man City's quarterfinal match in the Champions League against Bayern Munich, he scored his 45th goal of the season. The following month, he was named FWA's Footballer of the Year. And shortly after that, Haaland won his first trophy with Manchester City when they clinched the 2023 Premier League title. But City wasn't done there. Haaland will go on to help Manchester City complete a historic continental treble after winning the FA Cup and Champions League. The following season, Haaland picked up right where he left off. He scored twice in City's opening match against Burnley, won the UEFA Super Cup, and was named PFA Players' Player of the Year. Then the record started falling again. He became the fastest player in Premier League history to score 50 goals. And after missing time with a foot injury, Haaland came back and casually scored 5 goals in an FA Cup match against Luton Town.
He's looking for a 5th here tonight, and he gets it.
Then he scored 4 more against Wolves in the Premier League.
Inside of him, Haaland! 4 for Haaland!
tonight.
Even with the injury, he still finished the season with his second straight Premier League Golden Boot. Then came the 2025 season, and somehow the record still didn't stop. Just 3 matches in, Haaland already had 7 Premier League goals, including back-to-back hat tricks against Ipswich Town and West Ham.
Haaland alone! Haaland hat-trick!
Then in January of 2025, Man City locked him down with a massive contract extension through 2034, worth $610,000 per week. And entering the 2026 season, Haaland somehow still wasn't slowing down. He became the fastest player ever to score 100 Premier League goals and the fastest player to reach 50 Champions League goals. By the end of the season, Haaland secured his 3rd Premier League Golden Boot. Now let's briefly go over his international career. Due to being born in Leeds, Haaland was eligible to play for England, but Haaland only wished to play for Norway. At the youth level, he once scored 9 goals in a single game.
It's Haaland again!
And won the Golden Boot as the top scorer for the U20 World Cup. And at the senior level, Haaland scored 5 goals in 3 World Cup qualification matches. However, they failed to qualify. In 2024, Haaland became Norway's all-time leading goal scorer while still only in his early 20s.
Norway's greatest goal scorer.
But in November of 2025, everything changed. Haaland scored twice against Italy, officially sending Norway to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And Haaland didn't just help them qualify, he carried them there, finishing the campaign with 16 goals, scoring in all 8 qualifying matches.
Now, a lot of the time it's...
Oh, they've been caught out there because you don't want to do anything like that when this man is around. This man is Erling Haaland.
But what we really want to know is, how does he spend his cash? Real quick, if you're liking this video, make sure to subscribe. We'll be covering every footballer just like this. Let's take a look into his garage. The first car he went out and bought was this Bugatti Tourbillon. The V16 cost him an insane $4 million. Then he wanted something more luxurious, so he picked up a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. It set him back a cool 410 Gs. But later that year, he bought one of the most expensive cars ever sold, a Ferrari Monza SP2. He was spotted driving the $4.5 million car in Monaco. But his rarest car is his Mercedes Maybach Virgil Abloh Edition, a limited luxury car with only 150 made worldwide. The 621 horsepower V12 cost him $450 grand. In 2025, he picked up a Porsche 911 GT3, which he uses to get to and from practice. Later that year, he picked up a second Ferrari, this time a $520,000 812 Superfast. And somehow 2 Ferraris still wasn't enough, so he picked up this 812 GTS. Rounding out his car collection is an Aston Martin DBX 707 and a Lamborghini Huracan, bringing his total car collection price to $14 million. And just wait until you see the homes he bought. First up, villa in Spain. And this place is ridiculous. He paid $6.9 million for the home, which sits in Las Lomas del Marbella Club, one of the most elite gated communities in southern Spain. But the house itself is where things get crazy. The villa has 4 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, and over 8,000 square feet of living space. And instead of just being a regular mansion, it's spread across 3 levels, connected by both an elegant staircase and a private elevator. On the main floor, there's a fully equipped kitchen with high-end appliances, a wine cooler, and an oversized living room. Outside, there's a large swimming pool, immaculate gardens, terrace lounge areas, an outdoor kitchen, and covered chill-out area. And for fun, he had a putting green installed out back. The terrace space alone is over 1,200 square feet. Then upstairs, the master bedroom has not 1, but 2 ensuite bathrooms. And down in the basement, Haaland's villa comes with a sauna, laundry room, and a massive 1,450 square foot garage. But in 2026, he went all out on his new home in England. And this one might be even crazier. Haaland bought a massive 10-bedroom mansion in Cheshire for $8.3 million. The home is reportedly spread across 4 stories, with a lake, outdoor swimming pool, and huge private gardens. He also installed a massive outdoor kitchen and barbecue area since he likes to grill almost every night of the week. He also installed an infrared sauna, a traditional sauna, an ice bath, and a massage room to help with recovery after games. But the wildest part? There's a giant treehouse on the property. The mansions and supercars are crazy, but Haaland's accessories prove the flex doesn't stop there. First, let's take a look at his Rolexes. The Rolex Daytona Meteorite is already rare, but Haaland's version takes the flex to another level. Then there's the Rolex Daytona, one of the most wanted modern Rolexes on the planet. He also has the GMT Master 2 Meteorite, with a dial literally made from space rock. The Daytona Panda is one of the most recognizable Rolexes in the world. His Submariner Hulk is their most famous green dial watch. The Rolex Day-Date is a full diamond-heavy flex. His Rose Gold Day-Date 40 brings a classier kind of luxury. The Daytona John Mayer is one of the most hyped Rolexes ever made. His GMT Master 2 Root Beer is mixed with rose gold. The Submariner Smurf is mixed with pure white gold. His Yachtmaster 42 is another diamond-covered Rolex. The Submariner Starbucks gives him another green Rolex, but with a modern twist. The Platinum Daytona comes with an ice blue dial and heavyweight price tag. And then there's the Daytona Eye of the Tiger, worth nearly $250,000. And when he left Dortmund, Haaland made sure to take care of his teammates too. He bought 33 Rolex watches as farewell gifts, spending $528,000 on watches for his Dortmund teammates alone. Outside of Rolex, he owns a Breitling Signature Chronomat. The dial is literally made from meteorite, meaning no 2 watches are exactly the same. He also picked up a Patek Philippe Nautilus worth 170 Gs, an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Perpetual Calendar, as well as their Royal Oak Jumbo Extra Thin. Then there's the Patek Philippe Nautilus Moon Phase. But his favorite and most expensive watch is his Richard Mille Rafael Nadal. But Haaland's flex doesn't end on his wrist, because even when he travels, he's carrying some of the most luxurious bags in the game. He was spotted with a rare Hermès HAC Birkin 50 Endless Road bag, one of the French brand's most exclusive travel pieces. Haaland was also seen carrying a rare Louis Vuitton mountain print travel bag as well as their Clouds backpack. Later that week, he picked up a Louis Vuitton No. 7 vertical box trunk, setting him back a cool $2,500. He later showed up with a Louis Vuitton cherry print Hodal, one of his loudest travel bags yet. And before leaving for the 2026 World Cup, Haaland picked up a special edition Hermès HAC Endless Road bag, one of the brand's rarest travel pieces. And now let's take a peek into his closet, because his sneaker game is on another level. He went sneaker shopping with Complex and casually dropped over $4,000 like it was nothing. And the craziest part? $1,500 of that was spent on one pair of Nike Air Forces alone. But the craziest thing Haaland ever bought wasn't a car, a mansion, or a watch. It was a book. He and his father reportedly spent $134,000 on a rare 1594 Viking saga, then donated it to his hometown library so people from where he grew up could actually see it for themselves. And now let's take a peek into his personal life. And trust me, it's not what you think. Haaland has been in a long-term relationship with Isabel Hogseng Johansen, who, just like him, comes from Bryne, Norway. And the connection goes even deeper than just being from the same hometown. Isabel is a footballer too, and Haaland even revealed that she played at Bryne, the same local club where his own football story began. They started dating during his Borussia Dortmund years, and by the time Haaland moved to Man City, Isabel was still by his side. After they welcomed their first child in 2024, Haaland didn't exactly slow down. He took Isabel on a trip to Rome, and while they were there, he bought her this, an ultra-rare Hermès Birkin 25 Himalaya crocodile bag worth $442,000. But Haaland's personal life gets even weirder when you look at how seriously he treats his body. He eats around 6,000 calories a day, But he's not just stuffing himself with pizza and protein shakes. His diet includes cow heart, liver, and massive steaks. And one of the strangest parts, Haaland has even called raw milk his magic potion. But the food is only half of it. Haaland also uses red light therapy, ice baths, saunas, and meditation as part of his daily routine. He wears blue light glasses every night to protect his sleep and even installed a $60,000 cryo chamber in his house to help his body recover faster. In his downtime, one of Haaland's favorite ways to relax is playing video games. You'll usually catch him playing Minecraft, FIFA, or Call of Duty. And not just with Isabel, but with his boys too. He even became the cover star of EA Sports FC 24. He's also into golf, and even filmed a Marbella golf vlog with his dad, Alfie. And here's the crazy part. Alfie once wanted him to become a golfer instead of a footballer.
He wanted me to become a professional golfer, but he didn't manage to do it.
The surprising part? He's actually an extremely good golfer. Haaland also launched his own YouTube channel in 2026, where he shows fans his day-in-the-life routines.
Welcome back to the channel.
But the funniest part of his personal life? Before becoming one of the scariest strikers on earth, Haaland was in a Norwegian rap group called Flow Kings. Yeah, young Haaland was once rapping in sunglasses with his friends before turning into a Premier League goal machine. By 2026, Haaland wasn't just dominating football anymore. He was Time 100 sports level famous, with Time naming him one of the most influential people in the world. So at this point, you gotta be excited about his net worth. His football salary is only part of the money, because Haaland is also one of the most marketable athletes on the planet. He's worked with major brands like Dolce & Gabbana, EA Sports, and Beats by Dre. He co-designed his own limited edition Breitling watches. And Nike signed him after a huge bidding war to make him one of the faces of the next generation of football. They're giving him $240 million over 10 years. Forbes stated that Haaland made $80 million over the past year. That made him the highest paid athlete in the world aged 25 or younger. And now his net worth sits at $80 million. Subscribe if you like Erling Haaland, and welcome to Athlete Lifestyle.